Good evening. I would like to call the Lincoln Way 210 Board of Education meeting for October 16, 2025 to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, can you please call the roll?
Dana Berthold. Catherine Johnson.
Here.
Joseph Kostek.
Here.
Richard Lacine.
Present.
Caitlin Olenek.
Here.
Deidre Stokes. Aaron Janik.
Here. First up tonight is students. We'll be recognizing students with a perfect ACT score.
Good evening, board members. We are proud to introduce our Lincoln Way students who earned a perfect 36 on this ACT the past school year. Their hard work and dedication exemplifies our academic excellence, and we're honored to recognize them for their remarkable achievement. I'm going to have them each come up, so when I call your name, guys, you're going to come up on the side, you're going to shake some hands, okay? So congratulations to the following students. From Lincoln Way Central, Haley Conan. Haley? Haley plans to study engineering and hopes to attend Purdue University or the University of Illinois. Nora Flynn. Nora plans to study business analytics and hopes to attend the University of Notre Dame. Aiden Stockram. Aiden plans to major in bioengineering on the pre-med track with a goal of pursuing a career in oncology. Aiden's top school choices include Northwestern, the University of Chicago, and Washington University. From Lincoln Way East, Logan Fox. Logan is still exploring schools but hopes to pursue a career in mathematics. Tyag Hertzberg. Tyag is still exploring schools but hopes to pursue a career in law in the future. Caitlin Poitamani. Caitlin plans to study biology and pursue a career in medicine. She hopes to attend Northwestern. Anthony Rosato. Anthony plans to pursue a career in medicine and hopes to attend either the University of Alabama, the University of Illinois in Chicago, or Harvard. And from Lincoln Way West, Ben Doggett. Ben is exploring careers in finance and hopes to attend the University of Notre Dame. Ethan Ferrucci. Ethan plans to study actuarial science and hopes to attend the University of Notre Dame. We would also like to recognize Felix Sachs, who could not be in attendance today, but who also achieved this outstanding accomplishment. Thank you.
Board, if I can have you guys just come over here. You guys scoot up a little bit. We're going to kind of go in behind you. Guys get together. We're going to do one quick picture. So kind of scooch together. Scooch, 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 scooch. There you go. Can you see us? Because you got to go a little further behind the tallest guy in the room.
I think I got it.
Stay here. Let your parents take a couple. There you go. Look at the parents there a little bit.
Yeah, you come on up. Come on up. You guys take a picture. Times Square fitness position.
Yeah, that's right. Congratulations.
All right.
Congratulations.
Great job, moms and dads.
Yes, yeah. Yep, congratulations.
Joe, the district is still looking for your certificate as well.
I know, I misplaced
Have him comb
it.
the records.
I misplaced it, sorry.
All right, next up, we have another individual being recognized tonight, the Illinois Philharmonic Orchestra 2026 Music Educator of the Year.
Yes, tonight we have with us Stacy Williams-Jackson. We'd like to take a moment to recognize Stacy Williams-Jackson, who's been named the Illinois Philharmonic Orchestra 2026 Music Educator of the Year. Her exemplary work as a music department chair and orchestra director, as well as her leadership within the Illinois Music Educators Association, distinguishes her as an extraordinary educator who is committed to enhancing student achievement in both music and life. Congratulations on this incredible and well-deserved award. Stacy, please come up.
I just wanted to take a couple of moments, just a couple, 90 seconds is what I told Scott. 60. Okay. I'll start my clock, sir. I just wanted to point out that Haley Conan has been a member of the orchestra for 4 years, and when you have students like Haley, you're going to look really good. So thank you so much. I was hired in April of 1997 by Dr. Eddy. He had me sign on the dotted line, and Mr. Stark was very quick to tell me what the standards and expectations were for music at Lincoln Way. And for the last 29 years, I've walked into a Lincoln Way every day hoping to meet and exceed those expectations, and I hope that I have. We've created some beautiful things here. We've sustained a level of excellence. We have an excellent marching band. We have phenomenal musical theater. We have great bands. We have great choirs. We now have an orchestra program to be very proud of, and a guitar program that meets and exceeds state standards and sets the standard for Illinois. We've been so very blessed for all of your support, even in the dark times, and there's been a couple. There's always been an opportunity for students to enjoy art and music, and throughout our district, there is song, there is strumming, there is bowing, and there is banding, and we're so very pleased, so very grateful. I was telling Beth the other day that all great teachers are supported by an enthusiastic Board of Education and administration that believes in them. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for Nate and I to have the opportunity for our students to live that mission statement every day. Our two boys have done beautifully here, and it's because of such wonderful things that you do. Thank you for that, and thank you for believing in me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
For everything.
Thank you. I will. I'll put on my corkboard. Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much.
Okay. We'll take a picture of Stacy real quick.
All right.
Or come back up, we'll take a picture. Stacy, come over here real quick, we'll do a quick picture. Right in the middle. Hey, you wanna get up? Get up, get up. Hey, you wanna get in one? No, jump in right next to her. Come here. Just a little bit.
It's been a team effort. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, next up for public comments, we have 3 individuals signed up. The first is Carl, is it Tascont? Tasconi, sorry.
Pronounced E.
Gotcha.
Well, I would first say thank you for giving me the time to speak.
You could just press the little button.
There you go, you're good.
Is that on?
Now it is, oh, you're good.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Carl Tasconi. I have been a resident of Frankfort and the Lincoln Way community for over 42 years. Not only do I live and pay taxes in this district, but I also work here. I have been an employee in the maintenance department with Lincoln Way for the past 14 years. I have served as president, vice president for this local for many, many years. I am currently a member of the bargaining unit team. As you're aware, we have been negotiating a successor agreement for over 200 bus drivers, paraprofessionals, cafeteria staff, maintenance custodians, and security employees for District 210 since February of this year. After over 8 months of negotiating, the parties reached a tentative agreement, which we reluctantly brought to our membership for ratification vote. As you are probably already aware, that vote had failed last night, and the membership voted down the proposed agreement. While there are several specific reasons presented to our team as why the proposal was not accepted, the overall sentiment was that our members do not want to be forced into a 5-year agreement with pay and working conditions that are not competitive with nearby surrounding districts, offer less money for the same work, and do not generally recognize years of service and loyalty to this district. During the time of a school employee shortage, not only in our state but also in our entire country, the district and union needs to work together to reach an agreement that attracts quality employees to our school. And then also retain those employees. Doing so not only creates an inviting work environment, but it also creates consistency and a true sense of community for our students. Lincoln Way students deserve to have quality and dependable bus drivers transporting them to school, competitions, field trips, and other events. They deserve to learn in a building that is well-maintained and secured by skilled and knowledgeable maintenance and security personnel. Our students deserve to eat healthy meals prepared and served by experienced and efficient cafeteria workers. And our most vulnerable students deserve the assistance and care and familiarity of our paraprofessionals to assist them not only with their classroom and community, but also with their personal needs such as bathrooming and feeding. And the best way to ensure the students in our community receive all of these supports that they need and deserve is by attracting and retaining quality employees throughout a fair and a competitive collective bargaining agreement. The association is looking forward to heading back to the bargaining table to work with the district to reach such an agreement. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time. Typically, the board and administration has not made it a practice to negotiate in public. One thing I would like to add, the reluctance of bringing back the proposal, there was no forcing anyone to bring that proposal back to any party. So I just wanted to clarify, it was a tentative agreement agreed by both sides in the room between the administration and that bargaining unit. Thank you.
All right, next up is Jim Arvia.
Very good. Most folks don't get their rights. Hi, my name is Jim Arvia, and I didn't know Carl was going to speak tonight, and so I had lots of notes that I was going to write, and a lot of things were similar, so I'm on the fly changing some of this so I don't repeat a lot of that. But I also am a member of this community, lived here over 33 years. My two sons went to the Summit Hill schools. They were fortunate enough to both be able to go to Lincoln Way North all 4 years and graduate, and provided them opportunities that they might not have had before. So we love this community that we live in and support it. And that's what I want to talk to you about, not as a bus driver, although that's what I am. I'm in my 5th year as a bus driver since I retired. I decided to do this. I enjoy doing it. But Carl mentioned a lot of the inequities and things that we might need to talk about. There was a vote on the contract. It was voted down. I personally think 2 reasons it was voted down. One, obviously the money. We're not competitive with other areas around here. If you take an affluent community just like ours, like St. Charles, they start at $24.61 for their bus drivers. If you go a little closer to home, Lockport starts at $24.50 with free medical insurance, right? Mokina starts at $25.50 an hour with free medical insurance. I believe 843 starts at 26. I'm not positive about that, but you've got all these other communities paying much more than we are paying here. The second reason I think that they didn't vote it for or approve it was the length of the contract, 5 years, right? That's a long time to lock in things that already aren't competitive with what we have. In the 3rd year of the contract, we would be at $24.50. excuse me, I wrote it down. 2475 would be in the third year of the contract. Still less than Mokina, still less than 843, very similar to these other communities. So 3 years down the road, we're still making less than other communities are paying right now today. All right, so at the last board meeting, I was able to attend that too, and at the September meeting, Human Resources, Brian Murphy, talked about the strategic plan. And he said, support staff, there were 35 new hires, but he said, and I'm quoting exactly, "We work hard to make sure we're prepared for the start of the school year. This is an area that it never really seems to end with regards to recruiting and hiring, just because the ever-changing needs of the population, we're constantly looking and constantly recruiting." Then there was an entire presentation about, we're going to be short 47 teachers in the next 3 to 4 years, and we've got to put a plan in place, and how are we going to do this? And we're making all this effort for teachers. Why isn't support staff held in the same regard, right? Dr. Tingley talked about going to job fairs and taking resumes and contact info, and, we might not need a biology teacher today, but in 2 or 3 years, right, we've got their contact info. We'll just give them a call, whether they come from Plainfield, Minooka, wherever they're at, and we'll just bring them here. Well, why would they want to come here? It's a nice community. Well, so's Plainfield, so's Minooka, so are these other areas, so it must be a compensation package. So if we're devoting all these resources to compensation for teachers, why isn't support staff treated the same? And I can't speak to the rest of the support staff, but I can talk about bus drivers. We are so short drivers right now. We've got dispatchers out driving, right? We've got those of us that are in routes. By the way, Jim, here's a route you're going to have to do this morning in a community you've never been in before, on streets that I don't know. So I'm driving around with a piece of paper trying to figure out where I'm going, getting the kids to school late. How safe is that? And this is in good weather, right? All right. How are we serving our students by that? It was just a few years ago that we had rolling blackouts where every third day we didn't have bus service for the students because we were so short of drivers. So why are we not trying to keep and attract drivers, putting packages out there that are nowhere near what other people are doing, the surrounding areas? We're not asking for anything outrageous. We're not looking for $50 an hour. We just want to be competitive with what's out there and give other people who aren't currently working for us say, yeah, I'd like to go work for Lincoln Way. Look, the money's good, the benefits are good, as opposed to driving them to these other areas. So please consider that when you're doing this. Not asking for a lot. We just want to be treated fairly. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, last on the list for this evening is Nancy Schreiber.
All right, is this on? All right, I'm really nervous. I never really got up and did this before, but I want to elaborate everything Jim just said. I'm Nancy Schreiber. I've lived here in New Lenox for 24 years. My son and daughter both went to Lincoln Way West. My daughter was a very high-quality swimmer, and I, as a bus driver, I still like to drive those trips and do the swim team and the water polo and everything. And I do it because I like the money, but I also do it because I like the swimming and being in that community and still seeing all the coaches and all the other swimmers, up-and-coming swimmers and everything. And I have to take a $5 pay cut to work extra time from my day to do that. And that's not really fair. And you guys want to lock it into a 5-year contract of that, and that's a little ridiculous. I raised my hand when Jim talked about being taken off your routes and put into a neighborhood you don't even know. That happened to me this morning. I had to do that this morning. And even when they don't do that, we've been so shorthanded with bus drivers that I've been doubling up my morning runs. I've been doubling up afternoon runs. We have routes at Lincoln Way West that doesn't even have a driver assigned to them. And I've been driving I drive my A run home, I come back to school, I pick up my B run, and then I pick up that route also with my B run, doubled up, full bus, and have to take all of them home. And then I have to come back to West and do an activity run, and I'm like 20 minutes late for that because of doubling up and everything. And then now I find out in the contract that they want to take away that activity pay and the 0-hour pay and the extras and make it, we currently get like an hours of pay to do that, and they want to make it less than that. And I'm trying to think, what else did I want to say? Because I didn't write it all down. Shuttle pay, they want to, we get paid a half an hour or more if it takes more than a half an hour, but in half-an-hour increments, they want to cut that down to quarter-hour increments, and that's going to cut the pay for the shuttles, and that's like any kind of raise we get in this contract. That cut from that is not, we're going to be making less than what we make now. So that's not fair. And we were told that our person who was negotiating wasn't allowed to speak with us during negotiations to tell us anything that was going on in the contract. So we didn't know, we didn't find out what was going on until, last week, a couple days ago? Thursday.
Okay, Nancy,
And-
that has nothing to do with the Board of Administration.
Okay.
That's up to your side. And as I said, the contract was negotiated in good faith. All the terms that were proposed were agreed upon by both sides to be brought back to the vote. So now that it's been voted down, there's a couple different options. I wouldn't particularly like to continue to do this publicly, but I think the groups will now have to meet. Your group is going to have to determine what it is you guys want and bring that back to the table.
Right.
So I want you all to understand that this temporary agreement was bargained in good faith. Both sides were saying there was some give and take to the whole process. At the end of the day, there are parameters on what we can spend. Now, where that goes, that's something you might have to bring back to your union leadership and say, well, we think it needs to go here and not there, if
Right.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so we're open to that. The temporary agreement was agreed by both sides. So when you say we, it wasn't we. There were both sides of the give and take. Now, obviously, your side would probably want more. That's understandable. But that's what we'll have to work through from this point forward. They'll have to go to you and say, okay, what didn't you like about this?
Right.
But in terms of not communicating, that has nothing to do with the Board or administration. We legally cannot have contact with you or discuss that. Your people can, but that's up to them.
Right.
From our perspective, our team communicates with myself, who communicates with the board. We're kind of doing our side, you're doing your side. We thought we were to a point where we were very close. We were still, I think, 10 votes away. So looks like we'll have to go back to the drawing board.
Right.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Okay. I got a couple more things, though.
Okay.
So, but I also wanted to, because I was going to talk about what Jim talked about with the competitive, with what Mokina makes and Lockport makes and the other school districts make, that we don't make as much of them. And we're, in my opinion, a higher quality school district than most of them, that we deserve that. And last month, at the meeting last month, there was a lot of talk about supporting the teachers and to help retaining the teachers and everything. And us bus drivers and all the other support staff, we need that support from you guys also. And we deserve that support. So please, and thank you.
All right, thank you, everyone. Moving on, under presentations, we had the 5-year financial forecast, but I believe we are going to not have that presentation tonight.
We will bring the financial forecast back once all of the finances are solidified for the upcoming year. Correct.
All right, so we'll move ahead to the consent agenda. Can I get a motion to approve items E1 through E5?
So moved.
The motion is second. Can you please open the vote?
Voting is open. The vote is unanimous. Motion passes.
All right, next up, under action items, we have the presentation of invoices for September 19th, 2025 through October 16th, 2025.
Motion to approve invoices in the amount of $3,845,154.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? I did have a question for you, Dr. Dubek. Let me just give me 1 second here. The DLA architect, professional services for capital projects, is that for the summer work, or is that some?
That's related to the summers 26 and 27 life safety work. So that's design and engineering fees split equitably across central and east for the HVAC work.
Are we going to have any way of maybe reports in board packet of tracking the spend on that? Obviously, this, without asking or really diving deep, you wouldn't know that this is,
Absolutely.
so we
So-
can kind of see where we're at as this project progresses.
It will be, the life safety will all be tracked separately.
Right.
And we'll also go through the audit process.
Sure.
Yep.
At the end of the year, absolutely.
And what I can put together is a specific on the life safety money. And when we talk through the treasurer's report, one thing I'll make a note of that, Mr. Janik, is if you scroll through the different funds of the treasurer's report, when you get to Fund 90, you can see monthly spend and then YTD. But then what I'll do is I'll delineate in this invoicing report the split on DLA. I can speak to that. Yep.
Okay. Any other questions? Nope, hearing none. The vote is open. Probably just waiting on me.
The vote is
Sorry.
unanimous. Motion passes.
I'll try to go quicker next time. Next up is the treasurer's report for September 2025.
In September, revenues totaled $47 million. Expenses for the month were $9.6 million. District's total cash balance on September 30 was $116.9 million. As a reminder, this is the highest cash point in the fiscal year. That's when all of the property tax receipts hit here in September. And then we spend down those reserves between now and May. I do not anticipate the need for interfund loans, thankfully, this fiscal year. I think we're at a stability point where we don't have to borrow from one fund for another. And then the other portion of that cash balance is the life safety funds, obviously invested, as I've mentioned in past months. Through September 30th, 2025, 35.8% of budgeted operating revenues have been received, 25.1% of operational spending has occurred. Through the same point last year, it was 36.8% and 24.3%. So we are within 1% for both revenues and expenses, trending appropriately. Investment reports, liquid rates have stayed between 4.1, 4.2. I do think they're going to go down a little bit with the Fed cut from last time. We did make some additional short-term investments with maturity dates in December. We need those to mature to help fund bond payments in January, but as I say, we are trying to ladder and maximize our investment returns in that way. Happy to take any questions you might have.
Any questions for Dr. Dubek?
Oh, and I put a bus bid update in the treasurer's report. I did want to make mention of this. We have 32 buses ending lease. I think I mentioned this a month or two ago with the budget. I'll just summarize very quickly this, but we've updated the bid specifications, going to continue or recommend continuing with your support, purchasing instead of leasing, and the financing to own model through that operating debt certificate. But specifically, we have sufficient reserves in terms of our repairs and mechanics work to reduce that 32 to 28. And with that 4-bus reduction, what we would like to move forward with is including in the bid 3 white activity buses, which would be an additional white activity bus per school, and then also to purchase 5 Sprinter vans, which are kind of a larger van and it has a capacity of maximum of 10. What that allows is maybe there's a girls swim and dive team or a boys tennis, smaller teams, where the coach or another driver can take that person when a large yellow is unavailable just to cover a trip. The fleet will still have sufficient spares. Those do not require a CDL for the white activity and the Sprinter vans. We are investigating whether those Sprinter vans could be purchased via Sourcewell, the state contract. There is one for a Ford chassis for the Sprinter vans. That would allow us to procure those and use those for our schools. A lot of high school athletic departments have additional white activities and vans kind of above and beyond what we currently have. So expanding that would be in line. And then those 5 vans, if that comes to fruition with Sourcewell, would not need to be part of the larger bus bid. I just wanted to put that out there. If you have any questions, please let me or Mr. Reeser know. But this is the time where we're finding the bid specifications, and it'll go out and bring that back to you hopefully next month with the results of the bid.
Any questions on any of that? Just 2 quick ones for me. Transportation fund expenditures are trending a little higher, according to the dashboard.
Year-to-date percent expenses are higher because of the one-time capital, which was spent out of 40 for the second half of the bus payment from last time that hit
Okay.
this fiscal year. Yep.
And then the capital and non-capital expenditures are trending higher as well?
Same, because it's a capitalized expense. Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, any other questions? Hearing none, with that, I would entertain a motion to approve the treasurer's report for September 2025 as presented.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Can you please open the vote?
Voting is open. This vote is unanimous. Motion passes.
Next up, we have the student activities report for September 2025.
For month ended September 30th, 2025, the total student activity fund balance is $2,637,676, with revenues of $739,658 and expenditures of $596,518. There were no negative accounts as of September 30th. We'd ask for permission to open 2 accounts. The first would be Special Olympics basketball. That is a district program. Last year was our first year doing it. This year, we're doing some fundraising, and that program continues to grow. And then also Nightmares Central, that's their student activity club to promote school spirit, encourage attendance at all sporting events throughout the year at Central. So we'd ask to open up those 2 new accounts as Kelly Luzzo continues to monitor the ins and outs of all the accounts. Ask you to approve the report as presented.
Any questions on the report?
Second time in 10 years, you haven't had one.
Yeah, we're getting there. That's right.
For the Nightmares Activity Club, do East and West also have a similar club?
They do different things. They all do different things through their student activity club. Nightmares, this was kind of a way to ramp it up this year.
Okay.
And we used one of the, if you remember, when we bargained the contract, there were some activity stipends that could be used at the principal's discretion based upon students wanting to do that. So one of those lower categorized was taken by one of our teachers here at Central and coordinates the activities at halftime of the home football games, halftime of the basketball games. They've really done a nice job. Yeah. But attendance at our sporting events, we're fortunate. I mean, kids at all 3 buildings come out.
Any other questions on the student activities report? Hearing none, with that, I would entertain a motion to approve the student activities report for September 2025 as presented. We have a motion and a second. Can you please open the vote?
Voting is open. This vote is unanimous. Motion passes.
All right, next up under action items is the appointment of new members to the District 210 Advisory Committee.
And so this is just an annual update. We have some new students on, some new parents, some new teachers. So we would just ask motion to approve the new members as presented.
Any questions? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve new members to the District 210 Advisory Committee as presented.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Can you please open the vote?
Voting is open. The vote is unanimous. Motion passes.
All right, next up under informational items is the report of the Lincoln Way Special Education District 843 Governing Board meeting held September 23rd, 2025.
As Dana's not here, we did have an advisory meeting this past week. They're looking at some more buses, so we're working through some of those challenges, but nothing additional to report. I believe they're off to a pretty good year.
FOIA requests?
None to report. They're in there for your review. I can answer any questions that you might have.
Buildings and ground report?
Same. Chuck and his team continue to do a good job tracking our utilities and expenditures, all there for your review.
Our community relations report?
Once again, same thing in your backup material. It's been a good month here at Lincoln Way. It was great to see recognize our students this evening. 25th anniversary at Lincoln Way East was celebrated here over homecoming. 25 years has really flown by. But it's good to see all 5 principals made it. We're still standing at halftime. So that was, it was good to get together with Dr. Gardner, Dr. Jensen, Dr. Mahalik, and Tori and myself were able to take a picture there between the first and second quarter. But good celebration at East.
Anything from the District 210 advisory?
We met for the first time, thanks to Dr. Fury. She's tasked us with taking a look at summer school and how the different formats are going with summer school. It's always, so far, traditionally been live here. So we're taking a look at the possible ways to go online and the pros and the cons. We're in the review stage right now, but we're going to have some great recommendations. We got a great group of community members, lots of teachers this time, and that's great because I think we're going to actually put in some real, items that could really affect how things work in the classroom versus not, versus technology, and so it was fun. So, yeah.
Yeah, we currently do the traditional 5 hours a day,
Yeah.
13 days first semester, 13 days second semester. It's challenging to get our teachers to do it. So the majority of our teachers are teachers from outside. So with all the construction going on this summer, we felt it'd be a good time to take a look at that, have the discussion, and bring it back to the board for discussion. So
Yeah.
thank you for doing
Yeah,
that.
it's going to be great.
Yeah, it's a good group. Yeah. So 2 years in a row where I think you're doing something that
Oh, yeah.
will
it's gonna be
really
good.
impact.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's going to be good.
All right, thank you. Next up is the budget calendar for fiscal year 2027.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, but we just want to kind of stay out in front of everything. But there's a tentative calendar that Mike had set forth. If there's any questions, let us know. But we kind of have everything as we're already looking for the next year as we plan.
Anything on the legislative report?
Nothing to add this evening.
Anything from the superintendent?
Nothing to add this evening.
Any other district business?
Nope.
Any correspondence?
None.
All right, with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn to close session for the board to discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of employees and collective negotiating.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All right, we are in closed session, no action after. No action after. Thank you, everyone.